Hello and welcome back to another episode of In the Kitchen with Melissa. I'm super excited you're here and I hope you are getting ready to have a really great Thanksgiving with family and friends this year. I know this year has been a little bit different and the holidays, we weren't quite sure what they were going to be like, but hopefully you are all making the best out of them. So I am so excited about this recipe this morning, my crustless pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. I love everything pumpkin during the fall season. I mean, I'll have it all year round. I don't really care, but I just love it. And this recipe is super easy. If you are really following like a paleo primal eating style, it's not so much keto, it's not that low carb, but it is gluten-free because you don't have the crust. And I don't know about you, but for me, my favorite part of a pumpkin pie has always been the actual pumpkin, like the filling. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna create my own pumpkin pie recipe with no crust, not have to worry about a crust, and to make it super, super easy. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head over to my oven and I'm gonna preheat it to 375. Let's see, bake, 375, start. Okay, now while the oven is preheating, what I'm going to do is kind of mix all the ingredients. And what I always recommend, and I may have said this before, is always go over the recipe multiple times. First of all, to make sure you have all the ingredients that you need and you have measuring utensils to help measure, hence the glass measuring cup, you know, measuring spoons, everything that you need, and you understand the method and the process of the recipe. Now, recipes like this, like I'm gonna make today, are super easy because you pretty much just throw all the ingredients in a big bowl and mix it, and then we're gonna pour it in the pie dish. So it's really easy. I mean, basically anyone can do it. Like a 5-year-old could do this, make this recipe, but just be sure to do that. That's one thing I always recommend. So I actually don't even grease the pie plate. When I make crustless pumpkin pie, I don't even worry about it. So I'm gonna bake it in my Grandma Jean, God rest her soul, Grandma Jean's pie plate that my mom gifted to me when we were going through my grandfather's house when he passed away about 10 years ago. My mom passed this down to me because she knows I love baking and I really treasure it. So you could just use any about 9-inch pie pan, it doesn't matter. I have made little tiny ones before where I bought little like ceramic, like little, not ramekins, a little bit bigger, like little, like 3 or 4-inch I think they were, and just had, so everyone could have their own little mini pumpkin pie. So that's always fun to do. You can serve this with some homemade whipped cream, which I love making it fresh. I'm not gonna do that today. Or some canned whipped cream if you want, but I really just love the pumpkin on its own. So, okay, let's get started. I'll go over the ingredients real quick. Pumpkin, of course. Hello, you need pumpkin, and I always use canned pumpkin. I prefer organic if I could get it. Trader Joe's, this is Trader Joe's brand, and it's really, really high quality. For $1.99 a can. It's super easy. I usually stock up on this in the fall. I use coconut sugar to sweeten it. I usually use coconut sugar all the time. It's not quite as sweet as white sugar, and it's better. Our bodies process it a little bit better than white sugar because the sugar itself is not as processed. It's closer to its original state, like it is right now in this bowl. So you're gonna use 3/4 cup coconut sugar. And also don't like things that sweet. So this is really great. It's a really great replacement. If you have a little bit of a sweet tooth or you wanna make a dessert, coconut sugar is amazing. So, and then of course, pumpkin spice blend. Hello, you can make your own. I just buy Trader Joe's, partially because I'm lazy, but I love Trader Joe's. I always stock up in this too. And salt, of course, you always want to add salt. And this is 1.5 cups of lactose-free half and half. So I prefer my pumpkin pie with half and half. I feel it makes it just that much creamier. I have used almond milk before. I've not used oat milk, but I am very interested in trying that. So you're welcome to use any kind of dairy alternative. I found this lactose-free organic half and half at Sprouts, and I love it because my husband and I don't really kind of have some digestive issues if we have too much dairy. So having lactose-free dairy is better for you. If we have it, that's what I've been buying. So, and then of course, 2 eggs. All right, let's dive right in. So I'm gonna open this can of pumpkin. Ooh, I'm so excited. And pumpkin is very high in vitamin A. Any kind of like orange produce, orange vegetables, orange fruits are pretty high in vitamin A, which we all know is good for your eyesight. So, and what I love about pumpkin is it's honestly naturally sweet on its own. So you don't really need to add a lot of sugar if you're making anything pumpkin. And that's one of the reasons why I love it. And this recipe is, of course, on my website. As always, I always put all my recipes on there that I make a video for. And okay, so that's all the pumpkin. Now I'm just gonna kind of scrape the sides and get most of that pumpkin off. I'm gonna save this in the can because we're gonna use it later. And then I'm gonna just pour the half and half in. And you can make this like I'm making it right now. I'm just gonna gently pour it in just so it doesn't like splatter everywhere. But anyways, so you can make it in a bowl like this, or you can make it in a stand mixer or use a hand mixer. I'm gonna do it the old fashioned way and just use a wire whisk and mix it by hand. So, all right, now I'm gonna put the eggs in. And it's with all baking, it's always preferred to have the eggs at room temperature as best you can. However, for this recipe, if you forget to take them out and you're like, oh, I need to bake this pie, don't worry about it. Just pop them in cold and I promise you it's still gonna taste great. So, okay, and then we need 1/4 teaspoon salt. Okay, salt jar. This is such a cute little like mason salt jar with a handle, but sometimes it's a little challenging to open. Okay, so 1/4 teaspoon salt. So, and one thing also I like to do is measure out all the ingredients beforehand. That way it's all ready and everything. And oh my gosh, I love the smell of pumpkin spice. Our house is gonna smell like pumpkin spice after this. I'm so excited. Okay, so 2 teaspoons. Ooh, this one's pretty much a new one. I love it. Fresh bottle. So 2 teaspoons. You could do a heaping if you want to add a little extra. You can, there is cinnamon in here. You can add cinnamon if you want. I don't normally do that, but you could do whatever you want. Okay, now I'm gonna add the coconut sugar. And see how super easy this is? Oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm just gonna whisk it with my Pampered Chef whisk. I know I've talked about Pampered Chef before, but I love it. I promote their products. I don't make any money off of them. I'm not affiliated with them. I just really love their products. So sometimes also, if you could see this, the spice is all the way, I'm gonna come around here and just show you, the spice kind of collects at the top. So you wanna be careful just to make sure it's actually really mixed in and really blended well. That way you don't get a chunk of pumpkin spice or anything. So that's why it is a little bit better to use either a hand mixer or a stand mixer, because it whisks it better together. So if you're using a stand mixer or a hand mixer, just blend it for about 2 minutes on like a low to medium speed. That way, you want to do a low speed that way because it's pretty much liquid. So you don't want it to like splatter everywhere. So, and you want to make sure also the egg is incorporated in there. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about this. Ooh, it's gonna be so yummy. Okay, all right. I think we're done. I think this is all mixed really well. Yeah. So this is, I'm just gonna pop on over here. So this is really kind of what you want it to look like. Can you see that from there? And then I'm just going to gently pour this in. And just be very careful because, like I said, it is liquid. It's not solid at all. So you just want to make sure you be very careful with it. All right, so there you go. And so what I'm also gonna do before, the oven is still preheating, but what I'm gonna do before I pop it in the oven is just put a piece of foil underneath at the very bottom of the oven, because that kind of helps catch any excess if I accidentally like spill a little bit when I'm putting it in the oven. So we're gonna bake this for, I believe, 35 to 45 minutes. Now, just to be clear, all ovens are different, so just start at 35 minutes and check it at that point. You could either just use the oven light or open the oven, actually open the oven and take a peek inside. And you want it to be solid, so you don't want it to jiggle or anything. So I'll show you what the finished product looks like after we get it in the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead, put some foil in the bottom of my oven and wait for it to preheat, finish preheating, and then pop it in. And then I will see you when we have a freshly baked pumpkin pie. Yay! Welcome back. Our beautiful crustless pumpkin pie is out of the oven. So I do have to make a quick correction. I did say 35 to 45 minutes. But silly me, I was thinking of another recipe I had in my head. So the bake time is actually 50 to 60 minutes. So with my oven here in this kitchen, it took about 60 minutes. So just check it after 50 minutes. And you wanna make sure that, so the edges are gonna look kind of nice and firm, but you wanna make sure the middle also looks like that. So you wanna make sure it jiggles, but like, to where it's kind of like Jello in a way. So this is what it looks like. Ah, ta-da! It's so beautiful. So it's still really hot. That's why I have the towel underneath it. So I'm just gonna let it sit on the countertop for a while, let it cool off. And then I think tonight after dinner, we're going to enjoy this for dessert. I might head out to the store and get some whipped cream and some high quality whipped cream to enjoy that, to enjoy on top of it, because there's nothing like pumpkin pie and with whipped cream. And I love pumpkin pie because I honestly love eating it for breakfast too, the day after Thanksgiving. I am definitely not ashamed of eating pie, pumpkin pie, for breakfast with a great cup of coffee. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So anyways, I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving if you're in the United States and you're celebrating, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. And if you make it, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram, and I'd love to see a picture of it. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time in the kitchen. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any amazing, awesome videos we put out. So, all right, thanks guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.